Hello viewers, and welcome back to XCOM 2. Last time, we embarrassed the aliens. They thought they caught us. They brought down the Avenger. They ambushed us, and then we just wrecked them. It was horrible.
I have to believe Valen is still out there somewhere. She wasn't the type to let the collapse of XCOM stop her research.
Okay, thanks for that input. Honestly, at this point, I feel we are so much better than the aliens at this whole insurgency war stuff. You know, if we didn't have Bradford being a constant weak link in the organization, I feel like maybe the invasion wouldn't even have worked. All right, so today we need this supply drop. We've been crunched for money basically the whole month, but that's very close to being over. So we're gonna open up the path to this this facility here. Calm down now. So this should be 80 intel, right? And then we build a radio tower here that gets us the bonus. And it also makes it cheaper to get into Mexico. Yeah, this seems like the play.
Commander, we've utilized all of our available communications capacity. We can't establish any new contacts until we upgrade our systems.
Which costs supplies.
Coming through, Commander. Putting it on screen now.
Right, 667.
Resistance under your leadership, Commander, and you have outdone yourself.
Damn straight. I'm gonna cut you off there, because I don't care what you have to say.
Commander will need to completely scan this region before we can establish contact with the local resistance.
You know,
I'd advise we stick around and finish the job, but the choice is yours.
at this point, we know from experience that it would have squawked at me if I hadn't gone to get the supply drop right away, but also it squawks at you if you do. Things just constantly complaining. Alright, and 109 extra supplies from clearing the last room on the ship. Check that out. We are all opened up. So what would we... I don't know that we will build anything here, but what would we build? A lab, I guess? We certainly don't need more power resistance comms. And we don't need a lab at this point either because we're done with all of the research. So let's just finish getting our supply drop here.
Not think I could have predicted this outcome, though it is intriguing.
You're talking about the outcome of you successfully disassembling the sectopod? You couldn't have predicted that? Sometimes this dude worries me.
One of these things up close back in the day.
Ooh.
Despite a lot of speculation, there was no pilot to be found once we pried it open.
Because the gremlin skills weren't good enough? That's awesome. Significantly increasing the hacking stat? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So...
Despite the unexpected outcome of our tests on the alien psionic gate, I firmly believe the experiment itself was absent.
This creature represents a near-perfect fusion of human and elder DNA. Though remarkable, it appears as if the creature were unfinished, perhaps why we were able to ultimately defeat it. Still, this can lead me to only one logical conclusion.
We've had such hope for you.
I believe we have found our avatar.
Yeah, I know. It was called an avatar in the field. I told you there was an avatar. Also, why would the Elder's essence, or whatever that was, psychic projection, as it's floating away, first of all, speak to the plainly dead body, and secondly, do so in English? Do they not have a language of their own? Alright, well, I guess he's gonna keep cutting on that for a while. I'm sure we're gonna get some kind of mission dropped on us before that finishes. Okay.
Setting course for the Arctic territories.
Head back to Resistance HQ here.
Welcome, Commander.
We do not need a new scientist, obviously. A new Colonel Specialist, though. We have 782 supplies. Hold on. What's it going to take us to upgrade that, the new Gremlin upgrade? I want that. Awesome. We still don't have an extra Gatekeeper shell to make this thing, although it's not going to matter. I honestly, I want to see all the size stuff, but maybe that's a thing for next playthrough, because I feel like we're right up at the end here. We should upgrade the sword, probably. Okay.
Having never stepped foot in one of the city centers, I've never actually had one of these Advent burglars I keep hearing rumors about. No one really seems to be asking the hard questions either. Like, when was the last time you even saw a cow?
You know, if they're genetically engineering the meat, I'm actually fine with that. If the implication is supposed to be that they're, like, using people as the meat, I don't buy that at all. They need all the DNA, and it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so we've got all the supplies we could need now. 527 extras. What on earth was I trying to do? Oh, we're going to have to upgrade this. How much does that cost? Okay, that's not much.
Resistance communications facility upgraded.
Yeah. Alright, that's enough resistance. That's enough contact capacity to run the whole planet. We don't need... I mean, I guess he can... Our last engineer can work here. Oh, right, we were going to hire some rookies. Let's get a couple of rookies. What do we got here? Who's got a name that jumps out to me? You. And... I don't know. Derek Hart, sure. Alright, so let's go jam somebody in a tube here. Hey, you. Become a psychic guy. Yes. Do we... Okay, it said 5 days. Wait, what would it cost to upgrade this place to hold a second? That's kind of a lot of our supplies. We have 382 remaining. I do want to build another heavy weapon or two. Oh, actually, what I wanted to do was build another war suit. That's right.
Interesting choice. I'll send word as soon as we're finished, Commander.
Queue up one of those two. We should see what those are about. So do I want to hire that? I don't think so. I don't think we need to hire that specialist. Not right now.
Setting course for the Brazilian corridor.
Is west the best way to go? Flying from, like, Siberia to Brazil? This is Bradford's doing. Oh, that's right. We also have GTS stuff that we haven't bought yet. Okay, we could use some more supplies. I'm fine with this. Gatekeepers. And sectoids? Really? Weird.
Setting course for the Arctic.
Operation Cryptic Mist is a go. I know that they're just generated from 2 lists of words, but that seems like a bit of a silly one. Okay, I want to try this out. So, you... We're going to move you back to Warden Armor. As far as utility items, I don't know. Have these. And then I want to try out putting her in the gear and equipping her with that Shred Storm cannon. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, I think we're good here. I think I'm going to bring the flashbang again. You guys haven't seen it in this playthrough. It's never really come up. But you can use flashbangs to disrupt psychic powers, like the sectoid mind control and stuff.
Sky Ranger deployed.
Oh, shoot. I think I brought the wrong... Hold on.
Sky Ranger recall confirmed.
Did I bring the wrong people? I wanted to, I wanted to swap in some people who are not max level. At the very least, the other sniper can come. These train missions are not terribly difficult. Yeah. I assume that these rounds affect the pistol as well. Being able to ignore armor with her pistol skills seems like a good idea. Okay. Now let's go. Yeah, skip the...
Sky Ranger deployed.
Let's skip all the pomp and circumstance, shall we? Alright, after I complete the game here, there will probably be another Let's Play on Legend difficulty.
Convoy that was passing through this area, and they managed to disable one of the transports for us to pick clean. Hostile reinforcements are sure to be moving on the area, but we're heading in to secure the site. Neutralize any hostile contacts and grab whatever you can.
Tip: always attempt to flank enemies before attacking them. You know, there are some loading screen tips that maybe shouldn't be shown after the save file is passed, you know, like 20 hours. Probably at this point I know everything there is to know about flanking, yeah?
Menace 1-5. The disabled Advent convoy is just ahead. Engage and eliminate all hostile forces.
You're not the boss of me, I'm the commander.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Alright, what do we got? Mutons. Perfect. So we know the mutons carry grenades. That's a thing to think about. He's able to move like a really awkward distance. All of the decent cover is one space away from... Actually, we're having that problem a lot. Yeah, I get like this right here. Just need to be a little bit closer. Is there cover along this wall? There isn't, not really.
Location confirmed.
I think we should be safe on this side, on the far side of the rocks. I can't imagine there are any Advent hanging out back here.
Got it. Moving.
On the action cam again.
Maintaining position.
Is there a way to see our tech score without having to hack something? I'm curious, curious what it is. Alright, so we can take these guys by surprise. I think that, I'm surprised she can't see both of them. I think that it behooves us to take these guys down while they're not really paying attention and spend as few resources as possible in doing so.
Moving on target location.
So we're going to try to do this without spending any grenades or anything. We have gatekeepers to worry about.
Moving on target location.
At least one gatekeeper to worry about later on in the mission. Let's try to conserve against these easier enemies.
Understood. Moving out.
So... ordinarily, I wouldn't bother to move closer with a sniper, but I really want her to be able to do cool pistol stuff.
Understood. Moving
Face Off seems like a really good skill. So do I want both of them to come down, or do I want somebody to stay up? Let's actually leave them up for the height advantage.
Got it covered. I'm on it. I'm holding position.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what is the... That's actually a pretty narrow area. 8 to 11 damage. We'll try it at some point. This is not probably the moment. Is this gonna... we're just gonna... yeah. Just open up on him. It'd be cool if we could kill the one muton now before they sprint to cover. Make life a little easier. Yeah, like that. Kind of like that. Except I had envisioned you facing the muton while you did it, but I guess trick shooting is cool. Okay, that muton is making poor life choices. Hey guy, you know that we're right here, right? You really only have an 87% chance to hit? Okay.
Well, how about that?
How about that indeed? Where is the sniper? Well, that's annoying. She's actually too close to get a good sniper shot off. It would be cool if we could get this guy down without having to expose our ranger. I think that that's going to be sufficient. I think the Overwatch should do it.
Headed there now.
So let's just have a look around. See if we can't eyeball the next pack. Okay.
So I got one.
I do appreciate his modesty, at least. I'm hearing robot noises, and it kind of sounds like they're up this way.
It's killing time. I'm on it.
Pretty standard. Make sure everybody's got max ammo. Sniper doesn't have to reload.
Let's do this. Affirmative. Covering now.
Got it covered.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Wow, we don't see anything?
Stay put.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, the Andromedon and some normal troopers over here.
Whatever you say.
If we get lucky, we may be able to get them to patrol into us.
Clear.
That would be nice.
Getting it done.
Unfortunately, we pretty much have to yellow move these specialists to get them to catch up, since we left them so far behind. That's okay. We'll just take it. We'll take it easy for a turn.
Already there. Rolling. Digging in. Covering now.
They're patrolling toward the back of the train. All right. Just comically blasting through railings for no reason. It's not like they're in a hurry. They got all the time in the world to slowly walk in a circle around the train. I'm really quite surprised we can still see them. Do you actually have a shot? 50% crit. Should I just take this? Yeah, what the hell? Let's crack the pot open. Yeah. 9 damage open. Seems fine. Oh my. The narrow pole of the narrow path of the Shredstorm gun really makes me want to move her up to the side. Okay, so those guys are using an explosive barrel as cover because video game enemies love cliches. That wasn't right on top of any supply crates. Did I kill them both? No, okay. One of them survived. Alright, you took your action already.
I'm going.
Okay, finally we can see him again. Oh, we have 2 uses of scanning protocol now. I assume from the Gremlin upgrade. I don't know what else it could be. So we could double combat protocol the Andromedon down. Combat protocol now deals 6 damage. Capacitor discharges a 7 to 10. Okay. Could I hit a grenade all the way over here? I could. Oh, not quite onto the Andromedon, though. If I come down here to take cover, yeah, the truck will block my line of sight. So, can you see the Andromedon? No, you cannot. That's frustrating. We may have to break her cover here. I'd zoom out a little bit. He doesn't have a shot on the Andromedon from anywhere over here. For some reason. That does complicate things. Obviously, I really don't want that Andromedon seeing us. I'm a little nervous about moving up to here, because if there's a pack down here, we'll pop them. So you have the shot from right here. This should be relatively safe. Not actually a very good chance of hitting the Andromedon. We don't have to worry about the shield bearer at all. The shield bearer is a non-issue. Well, can you hit the Andromedon with a grenade from here? Alright, I think that's worth doing. Just try to angle this so it doesn't hit that crate of valuable supplies. Yeah. I'm trying to preserve this. We'll see if this blows the truck up too much. Really, it didn't hit the shield bearer. That's strange. Really, you missed that. How can you be so incompetent?
I hope it's worth it.
Of course it's worth it, Bob. Okay. 95% chance, and we got 2 swings at it. There we go.
Happy now?
And as always, I don't really mind leaving it in robo-punching state.
Heading there now. Scanning.
I'm going to try to keep her locked up, or concealed. Okay. What exactly is this group? Oh, it's just an officer and a shield guy? That's fine. I can't believe he didn't take any damage from that grenade that obviously hit him. Okay, so now we have to change up our plan a little bit, maybe. Can we do this without negatively affecting our guys too much? Yeah, it looks like this should be fine. It's a little silly that we're able to calculate the exact damaging zone of a grenade like that, but take advantage of the precision. Oh, that was stupid. I should have killed... This guy is going to go down in one shot, and killing him would have removed their shielding. Alright, where's the sniper? What does she have? No, that was her. Okay. And now... kill everybody. Aw.
What did you expect?
Alright, that was pretty solid damage output, actually, all things considered. Actually, how much damage does Combat Protocol do against a machine enemy? Quite a lot, damn. Well, we'll just do that then. Right. 10 to 11 means 10. I always forget. So we want to make sure that the human enemies go down. That shield bearer might have just done his shielding thing. I suspect the other one won't, for sure. Well, she's got that stock. So who's left? It's her and Big Money. Okay, well, Big Money can come down here and shoot it. Yeah, so let's do this. Without crossing the acid trail, let's come down here and get the flank on this guy and shoot him in his stupid face. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Alright. We're going to blow cover to drop the pack.
You know that is.
And then this will be a kill whether it hits or not, because hooray for stock. Yay. What a terrible shot. Oh, her action didn't get consumed thanks to the magic of the hair trigger. Well, I guess reload your very slightly unloaded gun. Okay, I kind of don't want to advance down here. Oh, the acid trail did go away. Alright. Let's make sure everybody's reloaded. Make sure we're in optimal condition to face the next pack.
Back online.
I know this is probably like super exciting to watch, but I'm trying to win here. Warden, you need to move forward. We probably are not going to be able to fight the entire enemy force from up on the safety of this cliff.
Moving to Overwatch. About to get worked to a crisp. Too close to the heat.
What are you talking about? Nothing is even on fire anymore. Alright. Let's grab our ranger as usual and have her advance.
Whatever you say.
Okay, Gatekeeper, 2 sectoids. We can kind of ignore the sectoids. I'm not at all worried about them. Alright, who can get an angle on this thing? It'd be great if Copycat could really get some armor stripping going. He's not close enough to put a grenade in a place where it'll actually be useful, and there's like no cover over here at all. The sectoids really do seem to prefer to use their psychic powers over their shooting weapons. So maybe it's okay to leave him in the open against just sectoids if the plan is to deal with the Gatekeeper right now.
Alright, I'll go.
Yeah. I'm just going to run up here and rapid fire the Gatekeeper. We're likely to get one of these. It would be cool if we got both. Alright, well, it's something. Okay, what do you have as far as grenade range? Not enough. We can move him forward a bit. Yeah. Let's move to here and we'll drop a grenade. This will show the sectoids who's boss, and also strip most of the rest of the armor off of that thing. It's a shame the thing's not a machine, technically. She only has a 59% chance to hit it. Minus 40% to hit from nebulous defense. I just have a skill that makes me 40% less likely to be hit. It's kind of dumb. That feels really gamey. So would it be better to draw up on it and shoot it with the pistol? I'd be more likely to hit if I close distance. Now, the potential upside of this is too high, and the percentage isn't really that bad. We're still above 50%. Yeah, like that's a really good amount of damage. Okay, it's not organic, so it only takes 6 damage. The gas grenade, even if we moved up to a distance where the gas grenade was useful, it still wouldn't be that much better. And Zulu's the one who didn't take threat assessment. So who do we have left? Warden, Zulu, and Face Shooter. Well, Face Shooter's probably got this, right? Actually, no. Very poor odds. We can run and gun forward. Do I think there are more packs in this direction? Honestly, I don't know. How many enemies have we killed? I don't even remember how many the Shadow Chamber said. Said there were on the mission. I was not paying enough attention. Alright, well, we've committed to this leaving people in the open strategy, so let's just get up there and do it for real.
That armor's tough.
It's really not. So, Warden and Face Shooter.
Okay, I'll go.
I sacrificed some height advantage for an attempt to get close. I don't know, maybe that was a mistake. Honestly, you know, let's not take chances with this thing. We're just going to combat protocol it. Oh. Right, they explode when they die.
Watch those supply crates.
Yeah.
Destroy them, there won't be anything left for us to recover once the area is secure.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Did you see that one?
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure.
Oh, okay, that was...
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Huh. That felt very easy. We didn't even get to try out the Shred Storm. I thought there were more... I thought there was at least one pack left. Well, not really much to say there. On missions where you don't have a timer, you can afford to take it slow, get your engagements right. We even had a pack wander into us while we were still cleaning up another pack, and it turned out not to be a problem at all. Grenades are super powerful. We're just really powerful in general. I thought we were overpowered before I knew about the heavy weapons. Oh, speaking of powerful stuff and explosives being great, we were supposed to research the improved grenades project in the Proving Grounds. That's right, that was one of the things that I wanted supplies for. Well, we'll start that up as soon as we get back to base. I'll move that up in priority to above the suits of armor. It won't improve the plasma grenades, but it will improve all of the Proving Ground grenades to be in the same neighborhood damage-wise as the plasma grenades. Right now, they're significantly worse. You saw on that mission when I selected the gas grenade briefly, it's only doing 3 to 4 damage. It's totally fixable.
This smoothly. It's only a matter of time before we regain control of the planet.
I agree with that assessment. Bunch of alloys, bunch of crystals, bunch of supplies. We got that gatekeeper shell. Not that I think we'll actually use it. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, Proving Ground.
Sounds good, Commander. I'll let you know as soon as the project is ready for deployment.
I think we want our improved grenades before we want another suit. Reward? Another supply raid? I don't know that we need it. I kind of think it's more important to just do this. At this point, though, I do think that we can afford to... With the supplies we got from that, I think we can afford to upgrade this. Stick that other rookie in here. I'm surprised that this doesn't... Oh, okay, it does. I was surprised that this doesn't update with the rookies, but apparently you have to zoom out and zoom back in after assigning somebody to get them to appear. And he's just going to walk around and observe them like he's at an aquarium. Alright, well, everything with our construction seems to have worked out pretty well. I think we need to finish taking over South America.
Setting course for Brazil.
Not that we need to, but if we hit this facility, we will, well, basically, the Avatar project is screwed anyway. There's no way that they get anything done before it's time for us to run the final mission. Speaking of the final mission, Avatar autopsy is just about to complete. Oh, 175 supplies. I brought myself just a little bit too low. Curse my desperate desire to see side troops. Maybe we do need to do this supply raid. Alright.
Plotting new course.
Alright. I won't be tacking another mission onto the end of this video. I'm just getting this stuff out of the way. So we're going to have to try to get the supply raid ready because we do still need more supplies. I underestimated our expenses.
The only option we have at this point.
Agreed. You must inform the commander immediately.
Go right ahead.
Commander, Central, the Shadow Chamber has completed its analysis of the Avatar's DNA. It has identified the genetic sequence necessary to travel through the Psionic Gate.
Perfect. We can finally shut this Avatar project down for good.
However, the gate requires more than a mere transmission of genetic data.
The sequence has to be part of a live subject. The key only works in lockstep with the signal.
We don't have time to find another one of those things, let alone capture it.
No. That part we can handle. We make our own.
You're serious?
Quite. Though the specimen before us is damaged beyond repair, it has provided us with its complete genetic blueprint. We already possess an unaltered Avatar template from the Forge facility. That combined with the genetic material we recovered at the Black Site should allow us to replicate the procedure here.
So, what's the catch?
Yes, that. Without an elder consciousness driving it, the new Avatar would remain as lifeless as the one before us. While I can develop its body, I cannot create the mind to drive it.
But I can. In a way. By manipulating the new Avatar via the psionic network.
You want to operate one of these things? By remote control?
Not exactly. And definitely not me.
Interfacing directly with their network would cause severe, if not fatal, trauma to an unprepared central nervous system. As it stands, we only know of one individual who has survived that kind of ordeal.
That was different. The stasis suit.
Created the perfect interface to the network, one tailored to your specific biology, Commander. Of any human candidate, you are the most likely to survive the connection.
Most likely is not good enough, Doctor.
It is the only answer I can give you, and our only option to traverse the alien portal.
We need to come up with a game plan before we charge through the enemy's front door, which will give you some time to think about this, Commander.
This specimen, this being is something else entirely. Something beyond anything we have ever seen. And yet somehow, our troops once again prevailed. Yes, Commander.
Okay, well, let's,
I'll see that work begins immediately.
I forgot that we had...
Contact you when I have a full report available.
I forgot that we had researchers available that would yield intel.
Priority message for the commander coming through on
on screen.
Sir, it's coming from the Advent Network Tower.
You heard me. He's taking a big risk contacting us like this.
Hello, Commander. You and your crew are to be commended. Your efforts in rebuilding the Resistance Network and uncovering the truth about the Avatar Project have been admirable. I only wish I had better news to report.
When does he ever?
Advent is not taking the death of an elder lightly, and in turn have greatly accelerated the final stages of their Avatar Project. A plan is now in place for the rapid processing of all non-essential human life. To begin immediately. Very soon, Advent's speaker will announce a breakthrough in gene therapy. A final treatment for the human condition. Billions will flock to gene therapy clinics across the globe. They will never return. I have managed to secure tactical data and access codes to the Advent Network Tower. The speaker's address will be broadcast live to a global audience via this facility. The whole of Advent's network will be listening. It is this hubris that we must use against them. The information I am sending you should allow Dr. Tygan and Chief Engineer Shen to take control of the transmission and disrupt their entire network from within. Though my hope is that this disruption will confuse the enemy's forces long enough to allow your final assault a chance of success, I ask one more thing of you. Take what you have learned. Let the world know what is happening here. Wake them up. Broadcast the truth. Before there is no one left to listen. It seems we are both out of time. Farewell, Commander.
New objective added.
I'm keeping tabs on all our operations, Commander. Our people are standing by for your orders.
You know, I really do think, obviously, I've been confusing the speaker and the spokesman for a fairly large percentage of the Let's Play. I really do think it's a pretty bad move for them to have two very underdeveloped characters who are rarely mentioned by name, so similarly named. Really not great narrative design.
We have the target site locked in, Commander. This is our chance to strike at Advent's heart. Once we control the network tower, we can finally show the world what the aliens are doing. There's no turning back after this.
This is interesting. If only we had 174 more intel. Well, we can get there. Okay, so we'll break into the data cache and the data pad that we have there. We will remember to use our Skulljack on whatever upcoming mission. Totally forgot to do it there on that supply raid, and absolutely had the opportunity. The turn when the officer and the shield bearer jumped up onto the ledge with us, definitely should have been a skull mine there. Well, let's keep scanning until.
Continue to make progress on the Avatar project. If we're going to slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
Okay, that's cool. We can just continue training.
Depending on who you ask, psionics could be considered the alien's greatest strength. Now our own psi operatives can tap into that same power.
I think the aliens' greatest strength is their ability to construct really impressive-looking machines. Not actually impressive in function, but cool-looking. Okay, so we can just continue to... Oh, we get to pick the next thing that she... Guaranteed psionic damage to an organic enemy, permanent mind control, or the Null Lance. That's neat. The permanent mind control sounds like a pretty obvious take, though. Okay, so after they're an operative, we get to kind of guide them a little bit. That's cool. Again, I don't know that we're actually going to see any of this in the field, because they may not be trained up enough in time before the end. Okay. So do they always get Inspire first? This doesn't seem that great. Void Rift generates an explosive field of psionic energy that immediately damages everything within. That's kind of cool. Immediately extinguishes or blocks mental impairment for themselves or nearby squad mates. This sounds pretty good too. Yeah, we'll take those. So both of those guys are... Inspire looks good. You get to basically trade their action to somebody else. Oh, do we not have to make contact to do this? I guess not. Andromedon, Muton, Archon, Codex. Only 9 enemies. That doesn't even seem that hard. We'll go ahead and we'll accumulate some intel first, though. Take advantage of the options we're being offered.
Interesting discoveries, Commander.
Alright. There's some.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
What, you mean on account of it being almost literally the only research left?
Tactical mission site located.
Alright, well... I apologize if this doesn't exactly excite you for tomorrow's episode, but it looks like we're going on another supply raid, because I accidentally ran us out of supplies. Come back next time to watch us dominate yet another train heist, and if it goes as smoothly as this one did, we may actually be able to get something else done in the episode. We'll see you then.